There he is. You never know what he brings to the map. Now we have a full best of 3 with Orc for the playing duck, Starbuck. In the bottom left, the man that after 77 weeks was finally able to claim the victory at an ESL Open Cup Europe. He needs no further introduction. He's HawK.
Players' forces
Took him long enough.
Indeed. Now we're here. CH, our first map. Will he keep on delivering, or is that the first big roadblock in his group that he can't pass right away?
Well, Starbuck recently beat the rank 1 human in the world in Chemico, so that should make him a favorite against a lot of human players out there. But he's throwing his first curveball here. He's playing entirely different to what he did when he played against Chemico. Trying to go for the steal on the turtle here. HawK, not gonna happen. Prevents that from happening. And yeah, Starbuck in that series against Chemico, what he was very successful with was playing Headhunters into Shadowhunter second for Hex. And then going for Berserker upgrade, or sometimes he even stayed tier 2. And then made Shamans. But in this game, he opened up with a very quick tech into Barracks. So he's gonna add some grunts now, I'm guessing. And then the question is, what does he follow this up with? Is it a TC second and then an expansion somewhere along the way?
It feels like there's a lot of options for the players in this matchup now. Starbuck, I can definitely see where this Shadowhunter Hex play is coming from, since he's clan mates with Tom, now the German Orc. Maybe a little bit of inspiration from there.
Hopefully not too much.
These guys faced each other actually in your tag team tournament, Todd. Back then it was a 2-0 in favor of HawK, but it was also a different time when Starbuck was playing Undead still. So yeah, it's a totally different thing. It's quite a few months since then. Starbuck is a new player since then, new race, and HawK keeps on delivering, I guess. No real big ups and downs, just very, very constant.
Yeah, I'm sure he's happy with his items as well. Getting Circlate and Slippers here, that's, you know, kind of the damage that you need that's going to help you against the opponent harassing. We have a Torrent Shift in second, as expected, and the second grunt just came out on the map. And usually when you take very quickly like this, it's to get to Shamans to help you out against Water Elementals early on. And a very good thing to do is to set up an expansion shortly thereafter, as soon as the TC is out. You know, you creep 1 or 2 camps, then you creep that expo and you start securing it. And because you have Shamans, you have good map control, you of course are going to rely on Stomp. You can get a speed scroll to really get in position and push the human back, maybe even force a TP. HawK is going for a Blacksmith, so he's going to try and counter this guy with rifles, which on this map, you kind of need to have enough damage to be able to creep any of the big camps.
Yeah, quite tough to do indeed. Starbuck super annoying, but Archmage was able to heal up once again after a little harass, and now it's on the Farseer to retreat a little bit to the fountain. HawK will not allow that little bath. Was about to wake up the creeps here. In the meantime, the army fights over the crap.
And HawK's gonna get it. Ooh, that's cool. Actually, the wolves that targeted it, maybe Starbuck could have gotten it. Archmage almost level 3 here. Gonna get another wolf. Picks up a Tome of Intel. As far as tomes and items go, this is very, very close to a dream scenario here for HawK.
Yeah, Mantle would be even better, but that's pretty much about it, I guess. Tech is progressing, almost done. There's a little bit of a timing window for Starbuck, maybe, to level up the TC. That's exactly what he's doing, but if you have a level 1 Farseer against a level 3 Archmage, situation is pretty clear.
He's getting a single Wind Rider here, actually, is Starbuck, so maybe because he hasn't seen any rifle yet, he thinks it's like some sort of double Sanctum, against which, if you go for a Wind Rider like this, it can be very annoying. Sometimes you can even go and harass with that Wind Rider and kind of hope that the human's gonna overreact and start going into an Aviary immediately. But because it's the only one you make, it's not necessarily necessary.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a solid choice. We see it not too often, but also it's not the most out of meta build in the world. Helps with creeping, has a lot of variety, but HawK is not leaving him alone, man. He's using the 4-footman that he still got the rifleman, and just using the power of the level 2 Water Elementals.
Yeah, the Farseer, I don't know where he's going. He needs to be back there as well, helping out with this fight here. And yeah, when there is no purge, these water elementals, obviously they're going to do a lot in any of these fights. HawK being so aggressive. Starbuck might need to disengage here, heal back all of his units. Actually, one grunt has to be sacked at the expansion, but he at least denied the experience. And now the Mountain King's going to get there with full mana. So question is, does HawK actually want to keep on fighting with this?
Doesn't seem like it. Rather creeping. Goes well with rifles as well. Pull back a little. That will probably open up the timing window for level 3 TC. Raiders are coming, and Starbuck mentioned already how much he loves to lame with these units.
Yeah, somehow. Okay, he was checking the area in case the human was around, and HawK healed up a little bit. HawK's really trying to be aggressive. HawK is investing so much into this attack, by the way, because he's not creeping his Mountain King at all. TC is almost level 3. This could be so bad for HawK if TC gets 3 and then they fight immediately after. I don't know if Starbuck saw that the army was there, but he's going to see the priest on the left-hand side of his army headed there, I think. And now he should know and go and engage into this human army in a second.
He's double checking, is he not? I'm not too sure if he saw it. Now he will. It turns daytime. Wyvern is coming in, put some damage on the priest. Good target fire. That healer immediately taken out. Mountain King was able to level a little bit, but the Null Overseer is still up for grabs. That might be level 2 here. Yep, Crystal Ball. There's a little emote for that. Hero Focus, Chain Lightning. That's a lot of losses for HawK.
Oh, the Wind Rider didn't quite get over the trees here. It's gonna go down before the Town Portal from HawK completes. That could have been a lot worse for HawK, by the way. Like, if the Creep Jack had happened earlier, like maybe the big creep also could have been stolen. He kind of salvaged that pretty well, but it was so risky to do what he just did. He walked right past to Starbuck, and Starbuck missed it in the first place. But now, Thorn Chieftain's level 3. That's usually the part where Starbuck should be looking for a fight here, but he wanted to make sure that he grabbed maybe an invuln before.
He didn't get anything. Kind of curious about that as well. Maybe sold something? Not entirely sure. He's getting big upgrades though. The Shaman are now on Adapt, got Lightning Shield, got more mana to work with in general. Ensnare is ready, big storms. And HawK feels like he has to creep more. Of course, he's not in fighting shape without a level 3 MK. But oh boy, Hero Focus all the way. We got Purge, we got Stomp, we got Ensnare, and we got no Town Portal anymore. He's also blocked. Do we have another Purge? Do we have more crowd control? Or is it a great escape by HawK? It's not looking too great. Cow gets in the way, and boom, Archmage dead.
Yeah, now the Kodo's coming in as well. Can hit one of those rifles. He's going to be targeted by all the piercing damage immediately.
Oh,
HawK wants to set this unit free. He uses the mana potion. Archmage is rebouts near that area as well. Kodo immediately goes down. Starbuck is overextending. He still has a Town Portal to get out, and he can kill a lot of those rifles.
Yeah, feels still confident, I guess. Does he want to go for the Archmage again? That would be brutal. Rifles falling in the bag. Starbuck, it feels like he's just toying with HawK at this point. Level 4. Mountain King still not level 3, man, just inches away. Finally, there it is, but no mana anymore, really.
Yeah, TC being level 4 is insane here. When Mountain King just got level 3, used the mana potion, he's got a clarity as well. In terms of army, we have a single rifle out on the map for HawK. That's about it. He has no priest out, no other rifle, and because he had to rebuy his hero, he doesn't even have the gold to really start anything. Whereas on the other side, Starbuck, I'm pretty sure he's about to start an expansion, and he's now in a great spot in this game.
An absolute wild brawl in the bottom left, and you're right, upper left, Peon was already in position. Second base up for Starbuck. And now, can he keep HawK busy, or is there an opportunity for a little bit of a harass with Water Elementals?
HawK probably feels like he can't let the middle go. The problem is that he has no Town Portal, and there is Raiders. So Starbuck, we saw how quick he was to jump on that Archmage when he realized there was no TP before. I think he might do the same here. It's so dangerous for HawK to be so far out, even though he's already sending the Po here with his militia to try and help out.
And HawK is pretty good with the timings. Always got them ready, but no big fight with them yet. Mana's a little low for the TC, so only one Stomp if there should be a fight soon. I guess the Farseer is taking care of that, brings a clarity, brings another speed scroll. He's basically acting as a courier.
That's true. It's a funny term for sure.
And the wolves. Don't underestimate the wolves, of course. They're very good against rifles as well as very limited dispel. And now Starbuck is smelling blood in the water. What can this MK do? He got a lot of mana, he got some claps, and the police is here. So Starbuck says, no, not just yet. Speed scroll away, but on the cost of a raider. Oh, maybe even two.
This is super well done by HawK. He almost baited this attack out of Starbuck. Starbuck did a good job of pulling back. I don't think he wanted to fight against this many militia in this outwards position. The TC gets surrounded. Can he transfer the temple? There is almost a stone bolt. I think TC is going to go down and Starbuck doesn't even bother anymore. He goes for the counter surround on the Mountain King, but I don't think he has it locked. Now he does.
Is he really? I'm not too sure. Ensnare secures the kill, but on the cost of what? His entire army. Oh, no! No! The Great Escape. Mountain King survives. Are you kidding me? Starbuck, huge overcommitment.
He just got a Chain Lightning, but that was Chain Lightning level 1, and priests were always healing this Mountain King, so I guess I thought it was okay to re-engage, but militia, there was still a little bit of a timer on those militia, and that was the mistake. And now he's still overextending right now. He shouldn't be fighting, just pull back. But much like HawK before, he doesn't want to fully give up that center. Fighting against militia, you know, like it's easy to underestimate those little guys, but they do quite a bit of damage in those fights, and there were so many priests keeping them alive as well.
Oh my. All that experience by HawK. He basically arrived on that hill to contest the spot with his 2 heroes, Priest and Rifleman or something. And all of a sudden he got the supply lead. He's taking that camp. He gets an item, Warsong Battle Drums, excellent for Rifleman. And he clearly has the lead now. The only thing that Starbuck is going for him is like high level TC, which has yet to be revived, and the expansion.
Yeah, the expansion needs to be running for a while here for this to really pay off for Starbuck, but I don't think HawK's going to give him too much time. He probably suspects, like against this style, very often the orcs are going to be expanding. You can't take the risk and not check, so he's headed up there. Going to be buying some items at the merchant here. He has a lot of gold, actually. He gets both a healing scroll and an invuln, and he's ready to fight. And Starbuck has to defend the expo. I don't think he can let it die. Yeah, so he's going to move back, but the TC is still not out.
There's no TP. Needs a speed scroll to properly engage, I guess. This is so much damage.
And militia is still coming out.
Level 5 Archmage on top of that as well. Starbuck, I think you have to give this up.
Yeah, actually, I thought he really needed to try and defend it. And he might still, but it looks so difficult right now. Because Archmage finally got 5, so he has Water Elementals level 3. Didn't go for Brilliance. And Rifles have +2 attack. They do so much damage thanks to War Drums as well. Gets the Invis Potion. That's one way to try and do it.
Okay. Yeah, he needs a big surprise, I guess. Let's take a look at the XP graph here in favor of HawK now. And yeah, we were talking about that level 4 versus level 2 advantage on the second hero. And now HawK in the lead on all heroes. This TC needs some heavy lifting. Here we go. Catches the casters off guard. Heal scroll against him pretty much immediately. Heal scroll on the other side as well. Farsia about to hit the deck, but saved to the side. Can't say the same about the Kodo Beast. Lightning shield everywhere, but does it really connect? I don't think so. Nope. GG. HawK takes it.
Man, that game, he almost had it already. What a great start by Starbuck. Playing outside the box, surprisingly not going Headhunters, going back to the older style before the Headhunter meta, with a Farseer fast tech and then Grunt TC expansion. Rough early game for HawK. He got level 3 AM, yes, but he wasted so much time with the MK, and when he got creepjacked and forced into a TP, he was in a rough position. Starbuck there had the lead. I think he should have expanded right then. But he delayed the expansion, which I guess you can make an argument for. He moves south, keeps on being aggressive, gets the AM kill, again, gets more of a lead, but couldn't quite convert it. That fight, of course, in the middle at the red camp, that made the huge difference there. Incredible how HawK was able to hold on there with so little, and that was where a clear macro mistake from Starbuck happened. After the AM kill, he didn't make enough Shaman. Maybe he felt the AM was dead for a long time. He didn't need Shaman, but at some point you need those Shaman again, 3 or 4 Shaman. If he had those 3 or 4 Shaman, he could have been able to dispel the Water Elementals right away in that high ground fight, but he didn't have enough. Didn't have enough to spell, couldn't get rid of these Water Elementals quickly enough, and then also the unfortunate thing happened with the TC going down. He tried to transfer the TP, but was getting blocked by his own units, which was a shame. That should have been Starbuck's game, really. But HawK, again, showing his class, his experience. He always knows a way to come back.
Yeah, are those the mistakes that you do, Todd, when you're not playing your 7th DreamHack and your like, not too much tournaments when you still have to get used to it?
What do you mean? Like me personally or like a player?
for a player in general.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, HawK's just a beast. Like, I kind of want to summarize it like that. Like, Starbuck played really well, but then he made this one mistake of taking, like, the one wrong fight, which against somebody like HawK cannot happen. But Starbuck did a lot of good things this game. He didn't necessarily have to play as aggressive as he did, but when you have Torrent Chieftain level 3 and you know that the opponent's only on level 2 hero, you should definitely be looking to try and take some of these fights. HawK's militia usage saved him this game. I really think that if he hadn't gotten this fight in the center and then Starbuck, you know, just delays or like buys time and they just have like this standoff in the center of the map, and then he starts mining from the expansion for a while, he's just never going to lose this. But HawK found the one way that he could try and come back in, and that's pretty crazy to me, like, because I would have lost this game 100% of the time for sure.
Right then. Starbuck still with a chance. He had quite a big mouth in the interviews prior to this tournament. Let's see if he can back this up. Of course, this is his most difficult task in this entire group stage. But we have seen in summer already that sometimes he's not able to bring his A game to DreamHack. It's definitely time to shake things up now, as it is HawK's map coming up. It is match points for the Russian as well. It was kind of nice to see that he's drinking from a big Mountain King cup there. Certainly fitting. But okay, let's move on. Map number 2 is Northern Isles. So Starbuck in the yellow bottom left, HawK in the red upper right.
Yeah, let's see if perhaps the game plan will be different. It is. Starbuck is opening with a War Mill, so we should be seeing Headhunters coming out, and maybe he's going to go back to that style that he was very successful with against Chemico at the time, with the Shadowhunters second. And that has just looked really strong. I haven't seen many players counter that style very well so far, but I feel like if anybody was to do it, it'd probably be somebody like HawK.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the question, how much preparation do you put in your matchup versus Orc when it's the least representative in the entire region? But I looked up the stats because HawK is playing so many cups, so at some point he has to face some Orcs, right? And he's 15-5 plus 1 draw, and that 1 draw was against Lin. So we saw that he's clearly capable of taking maps off of Orc.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you can win a map against Lin, you can beat any Orc for sure.
On a Chinese server as well. So that was freak performance by HawK in the best way possible. So yeah, he knows what to do. Can he bring it to the table is the question, and can Starbuck close out the game? As you guys all said, the early game looked good. Just keep it together. But getting an advantage and getting a map, 2 very, very different things.
Actually, if there were to be a last map, it'd be on the Tide Hunter. Starbuck vetoed Last Refuge and Amazonia. So it's almost like weird vetoes. Like a lot of humans usually would be the ones to veto Amazonia. Last Refuge, I guess, makes sense. On the other side, HawK vetoed Autumn Leaves and Echo Isle. Also, it really comes down to personal preference. Some humans really don't mind to play either of these, especially Echo Isle. So I guess they both had to take in consideration what they think the opponent's gonna do, which usually out of Starbuck, you would expect Headhunters in most games, and out of HawK, I mean, you know, it's Archmage, Footman. A lot of the time double Sanctum, but he also can mix in rifle builds, and he sure did last game.
Oh yeah, that looked really strong. At the end, at least, when he was able to turn this around with a little bit of an invite by Starbuck, of course. Gauntlets and Wand of Mana Stealing, not the greatest this time. On the other side, Sentry Wards giving a lot of vision early on.
It's probably not too unhappy here with this Starbuck because he was able to get level 2. You know, if you rush across the map with Farseer immediately and the opponent secures the full Tusker camp and you get none of the creeps and he has the item, it's kind of bad because then you're stuck on level 1. Whereas like now, already being level 2, there is the big threat of Chain Lightning. He actually could have killed that Footman if he used that, but he's still being very patient.
The player's forces are under attack.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing. Don't really move too far forward with your Headhunters. He's trying... Oh, nice deny by HawK. On the other side, do we have defense coming? Yes, we do. And then finally, HawK's in a position again where he can actually contest things.
Yeah, HawK's doing a good job right now of preserving hit points on his Footman. This is like the worst time to fight when you have defense in production, so he's just ran back. This sentry rod by Starbuck is amazing. Look, he's able to catch him again. Chain Lightning is going to be used here very soon. He's just waiting for the Footman to have enough hit points in terms of damage. But HawK's doing such a good job of zoning the army away from that. But he's... Oh my god, he didn't use Defend here. Defend already finished. Why is he not using it?
Now it finished. Maybe it was a split second too late or something. You didn't check. Now he can.
And this item's going to go to Starbuck now, because now he's reached the critical mass of 5 Headhunters, where even if you have Defend, you can take a lot of damage from, you know, the Farseer, the Wolves, Chain Lightning. Like, obviously, the Headhunters are going to do a lot less against you, but you can't really afford to be losing a lot of Footmen. So I think HawK is going to take a very passive stance here, where he keeps the Footmen back at home. He waits until later on to heal them with, you know, maybe Priest, maybe a Regen Scroll. And instead, he's trying to be aggressive across the map, which Starbuck will try and punish. Oh, the water...
Not sure if it expired or if he got the kill, but okay, no pressure into that base. The burrows are all very far in the back. It makes it hard for HawK to get an attack into that base, especially with like 1 Footman. Can't really do too much.
And he's going Shadowhunter, and he already got +1 finishing here to Starbuck. So I think this is maybe going to be for tier 3, but he also could drop down a Lodge and then just stay on tier 2. Troll Regen is going to be a very important upgrade to get. And honestly, I'm very curious to see how HawK counters this. Like, does he get a Panda? Like, is he still a Mount Tanking? Does he go double Sanctum? He's starting a Mount Tanking.
Ooh. Okay. We felt it was outdated, but HawK still a fan. If you can get him online, and if we see these big claps again, a weapon of mass destruction, for sure. But difficulty is to get there, not be overwhelmed by the orc prior to that.
Yeah, for sure. You see Starbuck is using... I'm so impressed with Starbuck, honestly, as of late. I really feel like watching him, he makes very little mistakes, and we're going to be seeing a lot of big results from this guy in future if he keeps on playing tournaments. I don't know if it's going to happen this tournament, but, you know, he's down 0-1, but I honestly can't praise him enough. Super impressive. Look, he pulled back the Farseer so that the Shadowhunter will come out and get a bunch of that experience here in center. And those Footmen on the other side, there's Chain Lightning. HawK is not reacting.
Ooh, that's 1. That's 2. Can he get more? Wolves can't really enter, I guess. Mountain King is stuck there as well because he's blocking with his own farm. Has to use a Storm Bolt on a wolf.
He could block with like anything. Send the Farseer, send a Headhunter to block it.
Oh my, now we can enter again.
Okay, he kinda let him off the hook here, actually.
Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Hope that won't backfire for Starbuck, when pressure is on though.
Yeah, HawK going for the counter attack here. The thing is, on his side of the map, he's gonna lose so many walkers, and because there's not many Footmen left with defense, Starbuck feels confident to keep on fighting on this side. I mean, even his Farseer has an ank anyway. Like, even if he gets targeted, he will come back to life. Starbuck with +2 attack on the way. Oh, perhaps about to score the equalizer here, but Militia, they are back. They won game 1 for HawK. They're trying to win game 2 as well.
Okay, fleeing from the police after mass murder in the meantime. I don't think HawK got a single burrow. Not really. Hacks on the Archmage, trying to delay that TP, Well of Mana stealing to prevent that second one and then getting out. But there was quite some damage on that burrow. Didn't really get it. And time for the tier 3, so Starbuck can just continue the production. Cost resources, of course, so he's a little short on lumber, but that's the only problem he got in this game.
Yeah, I think the shop was killed. So he has to remake that, ideally, to make sure he can heal up properly, even though at this stage, you're supposed to level up the Shadow to level 3, so that even if there is Clap level 2, you can deal with it by buying scrolls and having a lot of heal waves. That will work for you. And soon we're going to hit the big power spike here for Starbuck, where when you get Berserker upgrades, and the Kodo Aura, and you already have +2 attack, that's when you really want to start fighting a lot more and, you know, break rank, go for the backline, kill those casters very quickly with all of your piercing damage. It would be a massive mistake, in my opinion, for HawK to try and expand now. Like, he needs to just get a lot of units and get ready to fight.
I was about to ask you this, like, is this kind of a Hail Mary desperation move, trying to set up an expansion just in the case it does work for some reason?
I think it's just a bit of, like, old habits, because like usually that's what you would do here if you are facing regular meta, right? With the grunts, the orc already expanding himself and then going shamans and leveling his TC to 3. Against that, yes, here is when like you should be expanding. Against the strategy that he's facing now, I'm not sure, because Starbuck is about to hit his big power spike, and it does feel like HawK maybe should make more units first and make sure he gets to 50 supply with, you know, control magic and all that.
Shadowhunter is a little bit hurt. Can go for heal wave though to heal him up once again. Scourge Bone Trap is a good experience for HawK, and with these defend footies, not willing to fight so far because it's tier 3. Didn't really pay off just yet. It's just Headhunters, no Berserkers, and Starbuck maybe staying a little too long again, losing that Kodo. The question is, what does he get in return? Double Priest, not too bad. Heal Straw, last second, good clutch, and the TC arrives as well.
Yeah, Berserker just finished. He's trying to go for the Mountain King. There is a Hex. There's almost a Stomp, but he's not going for the chase. He had 89 mana here when the TC was next to the Mountain King. Goes for the Footman instead. It looks like they will eventually go down, but really out of mana. Actually, that mana is still really nice here. He should give the evasion to the Torn Chieftain, probably. HawK's still losing a lot of units. And if Starbuck now just runs to HawK's expansion, he's gonna wreak havoc there.
Wolf is scouting for it. Even for the unlikely possibility that the human did go for an expansion, he has it confirmed now. No pit stop to the shop. There's still an invul, Ankh, and that's it consumable-wise. So mana is an issue.
Player's forces are
Yeah, but HawK is also out of mana. And he has Brilliance only level 1.
Wolves are freaking crazy in the back line. Headhunters find a good concave and looks good for Starbuck. What we said this before in game 1. Can the police salvage this again?
It's gonna be tough. Ooh, nice movement with the Wolves here, trying to dodge the Dispel. I did think it landed anyway. That was a good attempt. Kills another Priest immediately. Kodo comes back in. If he can eat that one single breaker, that would be amazing here for Starbuck, but I still think he's winning this fight regardless. And even as an Invuln and Ankh. So the one thing that you might try and kill here is heroes. That shouldn't even be possible. Farseer going around.
Should be a heal wave ready. Yep, there we go. Therefore, Shadowhunter won't die. And this time, no overcommitment, no throw by Starbuck, just more and more pressure. Waiting for the third attack upgrade that just started. On top of that, Kodo Aura, of course. Headhunters have crazy value now.
Yeah, the 0 levels for Starbuck are going to start adding up. He even pulled back both heroes here so that the TC will get full experience from that camp. So he finally reaches Endurance here on level 2, and HawK just barely has any units. That expansion was 100% a mistake.
Yeah, so I'm a man that's always looking for patterns, right? And Starbuck was expanding in game 1, lost that game. HawK is expanding in game 2, probably gonna lose this game. Maybe it's not the way to go for expansions. The Ankh is on the Shadowhunter, so that focus is not the biggest deal. But oh boy, there was a Stormbolt and a Clap committed for that Shadowhunter, and he couldn't even trigger an Ankh.
Yeah, big Stormbolt here. I think whoever expands should just be more conservative with what fights they take. You can't just expand and then get into every fight, because it takes a while for the expand to actually come in handy and like pay for itself.
Starbuck's getting so many kills. Every volley is a kill. That's so sick. No big investments into anything. Just more and more army stays conservatively at 50 to not pay any upkeep.
Yeah, Ankh finally used, but Mountain King not working with much mana. He does have a mana potion, but everything's super low for HawK. He's trying to kite against this, but with the Expo going down, he's in a world of trouble. Starbuck could easily Expo on the other side himself. He just got that +3 attack is really like the final nail in the coffin as well. Like this Berserkers are gonna wreck him.
Just wait for the Kodo to arrive. And yeah, this game looks horrible for HawK. 16 supply down, hero levels not too great. No expansion to kick this time. If Starbuck plays this carefully, that's his map.
Yeah, and his map awareness is so good as well. Like he knows that HawK could only have headed to the right-hand side, so he's gonna check the camp and find HawK and put an end to this game, I think.
Looks like it for sure. Did he just steal that? Not 100% sure, but the experience bars certainly look like it. More and more and more kills for the Playing Duck.
Oh, he blocked the breaker. He's telling him you have to engage into me, but I know you don't want to.
MK in the middle of everything, and there's a surround, and there's no way out of that one anymore. Game for Starbuck. The man sitting in the dark, but making this another 3-map series.
Dark Buck.
A bright spot for him, though, if you will. Going back to the Headhunters here, works out quite a bit better. I can understand the Grunts on Concealed Hill. It's a very good map for Grunt expansion, as we've seen in the past, but he's way more experienced with the Headhunters, makes that work very well. And we've seen the level up timings be so crucial in this matchup. The AM trying to creep level 3 early, defensively. I'm not sure if it's the right call. Like, a lot of things have to go right for you there. You have to get the first Huskar camp freely, which you will, and then 3 greens after one another without the orc there interfering. Maybe the better play is to be aggressive across the map, threaten the burrows, threaten the cancel of the shop and so on, and then go for a second hero pressure follow-up. This MK also seemed a bit too slow. Here, HawK didn't seem to have the best creep round build, if you ask me.
We'll see if he has an adjustment for Tight Hunters. That's going to be the deciding map after the last little break. Back at the DreamHack Open Fall Group Stage, Group C might have an upset here as HawK is challenged in his series. This man has never lost a single series in his group stage. Since DreamHack Summer, he always wins his groups. Will that change now, boys?
It really could. We have to remember the second map that he lost was his own pick, where normally you should have the best idea of what to do, especially opening build-wise. I feel like he was much too passive on his side of the map, and he engaged into skirmishes way too early. We've seen before by players like Chimiko and HawK, don't take any fight, just run away like a little weasel until you finally have defend. Once you have defend, you can take fights, but before that, try to take absolutely no damage at all. And I think HawK there, not quite diligent enough to avoid any kind of hit trading. We'll see if he's improving on that here on map number 3. If not, then we're gonna have one of the bigger upsets here so far.
I would love to have you in a weasel costume, by the way. But yeah, let's kick this off. Deciding game 3, Starbuck versus HawK. Okay, Starbuck, with the momentum into the winner bracket final against Blade, or will HawK be able to come back and go into his 5th consecutive winner bracket final in the groups?
Yeah, Starbuck looked really good last game. I don't know what's up with Remo and, bears and weasels, but I feel that that guy needs a pet really bad. Like, he needs to get like a cat or a dog or whatever, or a weasel, why not?
Yeah, weasel, cool animal. Shout out to all the weasels listening to the DreamHack broadcast. They'll probably not answer, but hey, you never know. Fasty or Archmage, classic matchup.
You know what animal I really like as well? The duck, man.
The duck.
Playing ducks, one of the coolest team out there. Starbuck just joined them. And there was, a clear message here that perhaps he should rebrand to Starduck, but it hasn't happened yet.
Not yet.
How do you like beetles, though?
What?
How do you like beetles, though?
No comments.
Thought so. But yeah, maybe to change the entire name, the playing ducks have to pay a little more. But yeah, they currently have one of the hottest European players under contract right now. HawK first getting blocked, then ensnared, as he's going for the lab on Titan.
Yeah, he's doing a greedy creep, and actually he didn't execute it really well because 4 of the militia are late. But this creep is meant to counter actually what Starbuck is doing, which is creeping in the middle. And what Starbuck is doing is meant to counter the humans that do small camps in the start, because then you get level 2, the opponent has level 2, much like on Northern Isle, which is more beneficial for the orc. So now, not having scouted, not having any idea that this happens, HawK starts the game with level 2+, and he has some very small camps that he can easily do behind his, some of like the small green, even like with just militia sometimes.
Good read by HawK indeed. Oh, last hit, super important. Starbuck gets it. Man, now I got Starduck in my head. I will probably make a mistake 10 times this game. Last hit on the water elemental. Nope, denied. Why are all the humans so good at denying stuff, Todd?
I don't know.
Oh, the block. Look at the block. Woofy hungry. That's level 2.
Starbuck needs to pull back here, but men can't start connecting too much onto the Handiter. Hey, a buck is an animal as well, right?
A buck is an animal as well. That is correct.
How do I know that? The American sports team. They always have like some sort of animal. Isn't it like Milwaukee Bucks or whatever?
Yeah, correct. Didn't they become the champion or something?
Yeah. They got some cool names actually in some of those. But we got the playing ducks, so that's...
I'm still sad they got rid of the Seattle Supersonics. That was the best ever.
Okay, by the way, I was gonna talk about this before we started fully digressing here into random comments and pets talk and all of that. But Starbuck, that build that he used last game, I don't think I've ever seen it lost yet. Or lose yet. It has a super high win rate. So I keep thinking, why don't orcs just do this build all the time? But it does feel like sometimes you still need to try and be unpredictable. Chain lightning almost in time here to kill this footman, but it's not quite low enough on hit points. And yeah, I got a feeling this might be the same build. He's already getting the +1 still range weapons. So probably a Shadow Hunter on tier 2 and then go straight into tier 3.
Ooh, again, Starbuck with the block, putting some damage in. Oh my, he's still attackable. Has to cancel the building.
Oh my god, if Starbuck can read into the fact that there is like a lot of injured militia on the right hand side, that would have been crazy, but he doesn't know.
Now he does. But Little Abe was plugging that hole, still gets the kill on that militia. How much more can he get? Wow, that range on the Headhunters, man. Getting a double kill.
Yeah, now he's gonna get chased back. This is always a good time to just pull back and heal up a whole bunch when you have a low hit point hero with not much mana left, but he actually has a set of wolves coming up, so he might try to even secure the merchant here.
Wow.
It's too tempting, because when you have this many headhunters, it falls very quick.
HawK is about to contest this as well, but the big snapper is already being snapped by Starbuck. And now defend is ready. I think he should pull back, and yeah, this time he's not contesting every single spot and taking every single fight as it was on CH, where he was maybe a little over aggressive. Tier 3.
Yeah, he made the bestiary first, so he wants to add that Kodo very soon. Unless he wants to go for raiders, but I think if you go tier 3, it's better to just mix in one single Kodo for like a lot of extra firepower. And usually the +2 starts very early. There it is. Oh, look at how quick this +2 is. Yeah. That's insane. HawK hasn't even started his tier 2 buildings.
HawK started his second hero though. That's the Panda. No Mountain King anymore. That is more common these days. Good damage against Headhunters. We all know his AoE capabilities. And a very thankful spot in the marketplace as well.
This is such a weird game here right now for HawK. He has no lumber because of, you know, maybe overcommitting with militia creeping and losing a bunch of peasants. So he hasn't even started a single Sanctum. And he had like so many footmen back at home as well. On the other side, Orc is halfway through done with tier 3. Oh my god, this is looking so bad for HawK right now.
Okay, but let's not count him out. Got some fighting spirit left in him. There's once again more footmen coming, but they're only at half health. And man, this Shadowhunter, the hexes are just really, really good.
Yeah, it's so perfect to counter footman defense. Because you actually cancel it, and then you kill the footmen easily. And as long as you keep all of your headhunters alive here, the power spikes that you're gonna go through are just gonna be massive. Troll regeneration is about to complete. +2 just finished. 7 minutes in.
Archmage surrounded. Just like that. Yeah, this is a crazy game by Starbuck. You're absolutely right. You pointed it all out. And the big weapons for Starbuck are yet to come on tier 3.
Okay, I already know my first question in the interview. Why the hell didn't you do this build in game 1? Actually, it's because he was concealed heal, but honestly, I don't think I've seen that build lose yet. I don't think I've seen it.
It looks super strong. Also, great timing again. Pulling the Shadowhunter forward a little bit, knowing that there's healing going on, that there's mana regen going on. Just one attack ruins that. And
yeah, Berserker upgrade. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was about...
The Sanctums are so late. I wonder actually what mix exactly HawK is gonna go for. We saw Chemico recently get 2 priests, 2 sorceresses, but not train adept training on priests, because instead you go quicker into breakers and then you get control magic. So you're not trying to dispel away the wolves if they're even maids, but instead steal them.
Sounds good. If the wolves are fighting for you, there's no dispel in this build especially. There's no shaman, so I mean, on the other side, then the faster you can just stop summoning them, but at least they don't fight against you anymore.
Stop summoning summons. I don't think so, man. When I see 5 shamans, I'm still making water elementals and feeding that XP. Oh yes, he has double mana pot on the Panda, so he's gonna try to out damage the Shadowhunter, who's not level 3 yet. This might be one of the better ways to try and deal with this, I think, that I've seen.
There is a heal scroll though, so he's making up for a little bit of that lacking experience. TC is coming in as well, so experience for Starbuck is shared by 3.
Ooh, HawK is doing this so well. I'm actually super impressed here. And Starbuck as well. Like, pulling back here was 100% the right move. He needed to wait for the TC, and he needs to wait for the orb. And now that he has that, ideally he should get Shadowhunter level 3, but it's the TC is creeping first.
Yeah, I really wouldn't mind seeing these two players facing each other again further down in the tournament and maybe a best of 5. But okay, there's a storm brewing. And let's see how much heavy lifting the Panda can do.
I knew when I said that I'd never seen this build lose before that he was going to lose here for sure for the first time.
You're the jinxer, Todd. You want the jinxer.
He's looking for a stomp. HawK's so good at moving back. Look at this. He's not giving him any freebies here with the stomp. He has wait, he has 5 priests? What is this?
That's a lot of priests, but not too many priests anymore. Like, this is only sustain. There's no damage.
What in the world is this army?
Blockers. There's no control. Man, these priests are just dying.
I'm so confused. Like, he way overmade priests. There's no sorceress, there's no breakers. Now he's queued some of them in the sanctums. The police saved him one game, but I don't think he's going to be saving this one here. Panda, mostly out of mana. He doesn't have any more mana potions anymore. And TC gets level 2.
HawK has to pull back. When Starbuck, since the mid game of Northern Isles, he's just constantly on 50 supply. He's never plummeting in supply. His macro is great. He's not losing too many units. And HawK is trailing, and HawK is facing the lower bracket.
Starbuck's prioritization, not just with the micro, but also with the macro here, is so damn good. He knew exactly when to make the TC behind this. He didn't rush +3 too fast. That would have been a mistake. He made sure he got close to 50 supply first, and only now did he start +3 attack. Again, I cannot praise Starbuck enough. I'm super impressed with him. Like, it feels like this guy's been playing Orc his whole life. And it's only one of the many races that he can play.
It's unbelievable, right? He's very, very talented, and it's really cool to see that he brings his A game now after a shaky summer season, after a shaky game 2. But can this Panda do some more? He has 1 potion. I feel like he has a little bit of an issue to reach the headhunters really this game.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't really need to. It's for the Panda to do that. The only way HawK wins is if, you know, Panda keeps on connecting on those headhunters perfectly, and then the Shadowhunter runs out of mana, which is what Starbuck needs to avoid. Starbuck needs to spam clarities on his Shadowhunter. He needs to get mana potion. He needs to maybe even get some scroll. That would help out a lot here. Negate that damage from the Panda. If he can do that, in a straight up fight, his army is gonna crush HawKs. It's all about that Panda.
Yeah.
If Panda can get level 5 somehow, it's a long shot. You always have a chance to win here, but in this game, it seems unlikely that's gonna happen.
Yeah, I felt like he already has a problem of throwing the Greatest Breath of Fire's Archmage might just seal the deal here. Now the Panda in the middle of everything, but it might just be too late. Purges might be coming in. There's another Hex. There's just so much crowd control. Ensnare, Hex, Stomp. Starbuck does whatever Starbuck wants to do, and he's finishing this winner bracket semi-final.
Yeah, Panda trying to do what he can here. There's still a mana potion. He could maybe even drop the Circlet, but there's no Archmage, so there's no aura in this whole fight. Shadowhunter pretty much out of mana, but enough hit points for Starbuck to power through, and he will get the win.